Yeah, in this session, we will cover about how to convert an infix to prefix expression. In the last video, we have covered about how to convert an infix to postfix, and then we have discussed about why do we need to perform this conversion. Because as a human, we can easily evaluate A plus B, but the machine cannot do it very much easily. The machine can do it very much easily with prefix or postfix expression. So whenever we give expression over there, so inside the compiler or inside the machine, it will be converted into prefix or postfix. For the conversion purpose, we require a stack. So the important rule to remember is there are three rules are there. If the incoming have the highest precedence, then push it into the stack. If the incoming having the lowest precedence, then pop the top of the stack and repeat the same operation with this next operator. Okay, so these are the things to be remembered. So now we'll go to the infix to prefix. The same expression has been taken like which we did for the infix to postfix. The same expression has been taken. So now here, whenever we will go for a prefix expression, whatever the expression they have given, you should reverse it. You should reverse it. So z plus y into x division w division b into, and then close the bracket, and then u an exponential and t open the bracket positive s into r minus q plus p. So at first, the first step is going to be reverse the expression for the prefix. So we are performing for an infix to a prefix. So whenever you go for infix to prefix, the first step is going to be reverse the expression. So we have done it. So now for the reversed expression, we need to perform the rules. We need to apply the rules by one. So let me put it as an infix, and it will be in the stack, and then prefix. The first operand going to be z. So there is no need of stack. Straight away put it in the output side, stack in the expression, prefix expression. Then we have an positive. So nothing is there in the stack. So straight away we can push it into the stack, and then we have an and z. So next expression, next operand going to be y. So we have a positive in the stack, and then we have an straight away we can push the operand to the prefix expression over in the output side y. And then here we have an and multiply symbol. So now here, if the incoming operator have the highest precedence than the top of the stack, if the incoming operator have the highest precedence than the top of the stack, then what do we do? What's the rules over here? So already we know the rules. If the incoming operator have the highest precedence, then push to the stack. Push to the stack. So I will push the multiply into the stack. So then I have an x. So straight away z, y, and x. And then we have an division. So now the division. So now what happens over here? The division is the incoming operator. The top of the stack is multiply. Top of the stack is multiply. So the division will be compared with the multiply symbol over here. Okay. So now what happens over here? The incoming operator is equal to the corresponding top of the stack, equal to the top of the stack. So then what happens over here? We will push it to the stack. We will push it to the stack. So plus, multiply and division. So the next expression going to be W. So now what happens over here? Since it's a variable, since it is a variable, then we can directly push it to the output side. So Z, Y, X, W. So then we have an and division symbol. We have a division symbol. So now what happens over here once again? If the incoming operator is equal to the top of the stack, it's equal to top of the stack, then push it into the stack. Okay, but whereas in the conversion of and postfix, we have done it differently. We have done it differently. So for the prefix purpose, we will push it into the stack. So once again, W division, then V. V is a variable, so straight away we can push it into the output side. Then we have an and multiply symbol. Then we have a multiply symbol. So since it's a multiply symbol, it is an equal precedence with the top of the stack. Division is also one and same precedence level. So we can push it into the stack. So plus into division, division, and multiply. So we should remember here is whenever there is equal precedence level, we are pushing into the stack for the conversion of prefix. Please remember this form, remember this logic, or remember this rule. Where in the postfix we have done it differently. We have pushed it, we have popped the top of the stack, and then we have repeat the same steps for an next operator. But whereas here for the prefix expression, if the incoming operator is equal to the top of the stack, equal presence to the top of the stack, then push it into the stack. So then we have a close bracket. So straight away we can push it into the stack. Close bracket gets pushed it into the stack. Because when we are reversing, close bracket comes first. So close bracket will be pushed into the stack. ZYX WV. Then we have an exponential term. So after the close bracket, there is no operators over that for the comparisons. So directly we can push it into the stack. So after the close bracket, is there any operator? No, nothing is there, right? So for comparison, so directly we can push the exponential into the stack. So the operand, the output will be ZYX WV, and then the open bracket arrays. Open bracket arrays. So whenever the open bracket arrives, whatever the operators are available until the close operator, we can pop it out into the output side. So we have one exponential over there. We will pop it out ZYX WV and then exponential term. So then after the close bracket, so open the bracket, then we have a plus. Okay, so once plus arrives. So now in the stack, we have remaining is plus into division into. So now the incoming operator have the lowest precedence than the multiply. Okay, plus is where the plus is lesser than the corresponding multiply. Okay, so now what happens over here? If the incoming operator is lesser than the top of the stack, then pop it out and then repeat the same step. Then repeat the same step. So now here, what happens over here? Where plus is the incoming operator and top of the stack is multiply. Okay, so now what happens over here? Since incoming operator is having less precedence than the top of the stack, then pop the top of the stack. Pop the top of the stack. So top of the stack is multiply, that gets popped out. That gets popped out. So the remaining is going to be plus multiply division division. So incoming operator is having less precedence than the top of the stack. So pop the division to the output side. Then repeat the same step. So the incoming operator is lesser than the top of the stack division. So then pop the division to the output side. Then incoming operator is having lesser precedence than the multiply. Then pop the multiply to the output side. So then incoming operator have the equal precedence to the top of the stack. So then push it into the stack. Push it into the stack. So then once after the plus we have an S. So S is a variable. S is a variable. So directly we can put it in the output side. So then we have an and multiply. So the incoming operator have the highest precedence than the top of the stack. So then what do we do it over here? We will push it into the stack. We will push it into the stack. So it will becomes plus plus multiply. Then we have an R directly that goes to the output side. And then we have an minus. So now what happens over here? The incoming operator have a lesser precedence than the multiply. So then what do? We will pop the top of the stack to the output side. So multiply goes to the output side. So it will repeat the same step. So minus after the removal of multiply, the plus plus will be remaining. So the incoming operator have equal precedence. When we have the equal precedence, then push it into the stack. So minus also get pushed into the stack. Then we have an Q. So directly that goes to the output side. Then we have an plus. So already in the stack, we have an plus plus minus. So top of stack is minus. So both are equal precedence. Incoming operator is equal with the minus. So push it into the stack. So then last variable is going to be P. So directly put it into the output side. So then all the variables has been whole expression has been completed. So then the final expression will be, so whatever remaining in the stack can be taken out. Whatever remaining in the stack can be taken out. So first one is going to be plus. So we will pop the plus and then and minus and then plus plus. So we have taken by one plus and then minus and then plus plus. So now this is the expression for the prefix. But will we do it like this? No. We should reverse it once again. We should reverse it once again for the final expression. So the final expression will be plus plus minus plus P Q into R S into division into exponential term V W X Y Z. So this is the corresponding prefix expression. This is the corresponding prefix expression for the given expression. So here the rules to remember is, if the incoming operator have the highest precedence than the top of the stack, the scenario is over here. if the incoming operator having the highest precedence than the top of the stack. So into, yes, you can see here the into have the highest precedence than the top of the stack. Then simply you can push it into the stack, push it into the stack. So if the incoming operator have the equal precedence with the top of the stack, then push it into the stack. If the incoming operator have the lowest precedence than the top of the stack, then remove the top of the stack and repeat the same step. So if the incoming operator have the highest precedence, then push it. If the incoming operator have the equal precedence, push it. If the incoming operator have the lowest precedence, then pop the top of the stack and repeat the same step. These are the three rules should be remember for the conversion of infix to prefix. Okay, so basically it is required for machine to do the conversion, to do the evaluation of expression in very much easy way. That's the advantage of having then prefix and postfix expression. Thank you.